This is Africa in 10 minutes. I'm Lillian Ojukwu. Stay tuned as we bring to you the top business stories reported on Footprint to Africa this week. But first, here are the headlines. Kenya and Ethiopia sign agreement for product oil pipeline. Nigeria urged to move away from oil dependency. Brexit spells uncertainty to some African countries. Namibian economy declared back on track. Israel pledges to strengthen ties with Africa through economic development. Egypt signs $1.5 billion MOU to develop Saudi Arabia. MTN contributes $2.5 billion in Ghana. Liquid Telecom acquires Neotel for 6.55 billion rand. And vital helium found en masse in Tanzania. And now the news. President Uhuru Kenyatta and Ethiopian Prime Minister Hailemariam Desalegn have signed an agreement to develop a product oil pipeline from Lamu Port to Addis Ababa. The Lamu Port Southern Sudan-Ethiopia Corridor Project aims to improve trade partnerships between Ethiopia and Kenya. In other oil news, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Thursday urged governments at all levels to reduce their dependence on oil revenues. He pledged the present administration's resolve to continue encouraging a competitive business environment characterized by sufficient and efficient policies to sustain economic growth and further Nigerian investments. In world news, Britain shocked the European Union after a historic vote that saw the majority of citizens seeking to leave the Union. Several African nations, including Kenya and South Africa, have stated that they are fiscally ready to handle any challenges they face post-referendum. In finance this week, Namibian Finance Minister Cal Hlawetien is confident the Namibian economy is on the right track. As such, economic growth has averaged around 4.6% in the last 10 years, in spite of the severe effects stemming from the global financial crisis. In foreign affairs news, the Israeli cabinet is expected to approve a 50 million new shekel plan to strengthen economic ties with Africa. The treaty will be assisted in implementation by the World Bank and will highlight the establishment of 4 Mashav Centers for Excellence in Uganda, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Rwanda, among many other undertakings. And now over to Egypt. Members of the parliament approved a presidential decree on Saudi-Egyptian loan that targets development in the peninsula. The agreement provides Egypt with a $1.5 billion soft-term loan to help develop Sinai and buy Saudi oil products. In the tech sector, leading telecommunications giant MTN Ghana has made a historic impression in Ghana, contributing more than $2.5 billion since its inception in 2006. MTN also indicated that through the advancement of mobile money services, the company has created many job opportunities and raised the standard for other telecommunication industries. In South Africa, Pan-African Telecommunications Group Liquid Telecom is set to acquire South African communications network operator Neotel for 6.55 billion rand. Through a single access point, businesses across the continent will have access to 40,000 kilometers of cross-border, metro, and fiber networks across 12 countries, from South Africa to Kenya. And Tanzania's Precision Air will resume its operations to Comoros from August 2016 following fleet stabilization. The Tanzanian airline halted flights to Hahaya in 2014 while undergoing a strategy review, which also involved route rationalization. The airline flies domestically to 10 destinations across Tanzania. And finally this week, a Norwegian helium exploration company and a team of United Kingdom researchers have made a rare discovery of helium gas in the Rift Valley of Tanzania. The discovery is estimated at more than 54 billion cubic feet and could meet the global demand for several years. And that wraps up this week's top stories. We'll be back with a recap of the headlines. Kenya and Ethiopia sign agreement for product oil pipeline. Nigeria urged to move away from oil dependency. Brexit spells uncertainty to some African countries. Namibian economy declared back on track. Israel pledges to strengthen ties with Africa through economic development. Egypt signs $1.5 billion MOU to develop Saudi Arabia. MTN contributes $2.5 billion in Ghana. Liquid Telecom acquires Neotel for 6.55 billion rand. And vital helium found en masse in Tanzania. To keep up with the trending business news of the week, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and connect with us on LinkedIn. These news and reports are culled from Footprint to Africa. For daily updates and more business news in Africa, visit www.footprinttoafrica.com today. Footprint to Africa, business news made in Africa by Africans.